Hey, what's up, guys? This is kind of my first deck that I'm going to be kind of presenting with the new master here, but I really love the FanZ Cooler level one. I've always really had an affinity for the cooler stack. I don't always play it that much, to be completely honest. It's just kind of like one of those comfort. It's almost like a comfort food. It's like having mashed potatoes to me. I don't always eat it, but I always love having it, if that makes sense. It's my favorite part of the meal. Cooler Stack is just awesome, though. Rejuve all the way up, uh, life card attacks everywhere. He's one of those MPs that can kind of do triple victory. He can be played so many different ways, given his like unique ability to just deal damage, gain anger, and heal yourself. He really pushes all three icons well. Well, anyway, I really like a lot of the combo and synergy that he has with Orange, being able to go get you back your drills when they get banished, being able to utilize a lot of those anger cards in Orange very well. And he has really awesome synergy with the new Aura Mastery. Of course, this makes all of your attacks cost one less, their energy attacks. So he's able to really make great use of this with his new level one. Just always going to be live, free attack, hand filter, potentially two anger attack. And then you get into his level three, of course. This is a seven life card attack for heal three. So, 10 life card swing on a level three. Very powerful. So I want to do something with this. And I kind of took like your basic orange cooler shell, but I'm not running Devouring Drill or Unleashed. I'm going purely about anger here. And I have a couple choices based upon the mastery here. So we'll kind of get into that. This is kind of my preliminary build. I haven't played with this build specifically, but I've been playing around with a bunch of different aura decks, and this is just the one I wanted to show off. So, of course, we got three Supernova, three Eruption, three Fierce Attack, three Rage, three PowerPoint, three Stone. I think that doesn't need explaining. They're all kind of orange anger energy staples. On top of the fact that they're just kind of orange staples in general, cooler staple because Nova's 3 is great. I run two Finger Blast. This is just another way to get drills out of my pile. I'm not going to run Orange Collision in this deck or Fierce Punch. So, of course, I have PowerPoint and Finger Blast instead. Because I do a decent amount of rejuvenation. I'm not always going to have drills in the pile, and I'm not always going to be leveling. So Finger Blast at 2 is fine. I have a pretty good amount of anger hate on these energies so far. Actually, I'll get into the two other energies. I have Palm Charge and Legendary Blast as my last two energies. So I have a lot of anger and anger hate on these. Pretty much everything gives anger or controls anger. That's an attack, which is really cool. And then, of course, I have six board hate cards in my energies. Stellar, absolutely stellar. Meditation, of course, I threw it in the energy camp because can become an energy attack, and I can always heal it back. What's really great about Cooler is with his Rebirth or with level 3, I can loop any of these cards should they get banished back into my deck uh, to use again. So again, I can just kind of recycle these cards. But of course, Eruption being free is really cool. Same with Fierce Attack being free with the Master is really awesome. And then I have Palm Charge in here. At 2, I don't really need this attached, but I wanted this to just make sure that, like if I'm in like a matchup where my sages are gonna get pressured really hard, I like having the Palm Charges just to back up to make sure almost all my attacks are free. I think the only exception would be Supernova costing me 2 stages. So um, what's really nice about this master is it lets me get around getting stage locked like Aura would, even Energetic or Combative could potentially, I guess. I run relatively light on the drills. I only have 9 in here at the moment. I could see arguments for things like Attraction Drill in here, but I kind of just run a really small suite because I'm not necessarily playing around them a ton. I'm mostly trying to actually anger, and then if I want to camp a level, if I get slowed down on anger, I have the drills as kind of stability support. Um, so we got, of course, Aura Drill in here, Burning Aura, Steady Drill, Standard. Captivity Drill, just extra way to get me up. This is kind of maybe will be one of the drills that I'm going to search out first in the deck, just to try to get me up to at least level 2, depending on the matchup. It really, but this card's going to help me kind of put MPPV on the table for myself if I want it. Entanglement Drill, obviously, is the check of drill replacement. Energy Phasing Drill has really good comboing with the level 1 and the level 3, of course. And I run a ton of energy. So, again, just more board clear, helping me even out against like meditative decks, for example, and other aura decks. In that same vein, I run Provoking Drill. Of course, you have to run this card if you're running aura, I feel. I don't run Redacted Drill in this deck. I do run Investigation Drill for some attachment hate because I don't really have good wall breaker hate. And then, of course, I have Exam Drill more kind of tutor hate. But I don't run redacted drill and like gravity drill in here. A I could see a case for those cards. I just didn't want to run them. Just extra stuff. I don't really need the freestyles, but things like showdown drill hurt me on my level one and my two. Um, Gravity train drill's cool, but again, I'm more focused on leveling, and then aggressive sword drill doesn't do me anything really in this deck. So, uh, and then yeah, there's not really anything else I could see myself really wanting at this point at the moment. And then, of course, Visage at one just to kind of help push the survival. And then we have Rebirth. I kind of have this card floating in a spot, but I have it at two because, again, certain matchups I'm really going to want to see this card. If I get my certain special drills banished, I want to be able to put them back in with Rebirth um, from the banished zone. And then, of course, I can always like loop better. It's another way to like loop things like meditation. So that's really nice. Or if I need Palm Charge, whatever it be. But three is too much. We get in the block lineup. I run five dedicated of each and four omnis. I run energy catch for the anger endurance. Really, I run obstruction because of its comboing with a mastery. It's just another way to get drills. Refocus, same thing, just grabbing drills, and then defense, of course, grab drills. So yeah, I have a lot of drill grab with the blocks. It's just kind of your standard orange stuff. And then I opted to go three stare down, three sphere, into tug of war. And I didn't explain the legendary blast over here, but partially is that it's for anger hate, but I also run tug of war and legendary blast because both of those cards can shuffle my life deck, and because I'm cooler and I'm going to be rejuvenating cards, especially if I'm doing things like rebirth or my level three, for example. I want to shuffle cards back throughout my deck as I rejuvenate them, especially if they're high value cards. I'm generally going to want to shuffle my deck, and a shuffle is really good on top of healing, so it'll kind of help me recycle the cards that I really, really want. So I just wanted to get a couple of deck shufflers, and those are some of them. But I went three stare down, three spear, just to beat unleash decks, and just for the extra control. I didn't really feel like I needed to slot towards anything else. I'd almost even think that maybe I have too many drills, but I wanted to strike a balance between not running a ton of drills, not running super, super aggressive. And I think this list captures that pretty well. You might have a very different list by all means. Cooler can be built so many different ways, but I think this deck kind of mostly kind of threatens survival more than a PPV. But the anger is mostly there to kind of position you to get up to three eventually, and then maybe push you to four if you need to help clutch out a game, to heal yourself up. So that way you can go, bring back things like meditation, stare down to, finish out the game against anger board decks. I don't necessarily have good Dragon Ball control. Everything is that's my Dragon Ball control has to hit, but I do think run, of course, Fierce Attack is a critical attack, and so is Supernova. So, yeah, I could see calls for more drills, but this is kind of the build that I focused on. It's a nice mix of anger and survival. It's mostly survival deck, but I'd like to hear what you guys' thoughts are. I think Aura Cooler is one of the probably going to be one of the I don't know if I want to say it's going to be one of the better aura decks. I really feel like the best aura decks that I can imagine right now are mostly going to be heroes at the moment. I'll kind of actually put some of those out, but this is a really cool deck. If anybody wants to try it, give me some feedback. I will try to play this one in Octagon here and there. But anyway, guys, hope you're getting out there testing stuff. Take it easy. Peace.